Wilbur Claytonia School District says, let's protect students and kids by driving with caution and without your cell phone. Reduce your speed while traveling through school zones and stop while youngsters board on and off school buses. Spare a family the pain and grief of a horrible accident. Wilbur Claytonia School District cares about our kids. Wilbur Claytonia School District works tirelessly year-round for student safety. Call 402-821-2266 or visit them online at wilbur-claytonia.org. Wilbur Claytonia School District, wishing our children a safe and successful school year.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at GoHogWild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly cloudy skies. It will be windy, though. We'll see a high around 59. Tonight, mainly cloudy and windy, with a low around 47. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies and more wind. We'll see a high around 59. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Flowers and chocolates are great for Valentine's Day, but you know what really earns you bonus points? A massage. No, not from you, but from the professionals at The Body Shop. Now is the time to purchase a gift certificate for your significant other to make sure you're the big winner this Valentine's Day. Go to thebodyshoplincoln.com and select from their variety of specific massages. Once you've purchased, you can either print out the certificate or email it to the lucky recipient. Do Valentine's Day right this year with a massage from The Body Shop at 48th and A.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Junior Achievement at Lincoln inspires and prepares today's young dreamers to be tomorrow's goal breakers, leaders, and things we haven't even imagined yet. Help more kids while having a great time at the JA Bowl-a-thon. Sign your team up and raise money to ensure the educational programs focused on financial literacy, career readiness, and entrepreneurship are always free to thousands of students. The JA Bowl-a-thon is February 16th and 17th at Parkway Lanes and Hollywood Bowl. Register at lincoln.ja.org.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? Happy Monday, or happy Wednesday, excuse me. The mic is off, so I'm glad you didn't hear that. Jay Foreman, my man Jake Sorensen, we are down here at Radio Row. We are old school, coming all the way from the West Coast in Las Vegas, the city of, Sin City?
Sin City,
Sin
Jay,
City.
you got it.
It was Grub City last night. We were brought to you by the Mercado Certified Piedmontese, special ingredients, a butcher shop. two Lincoln locations, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill. Jake Sorensen, we are in the middle of the week. Obviously, the intensity has flared up some because some of the major networks are doing their shows live, right, and bringing in some different cast of characters, athletes, so forth and so on. I wanted to ask you, man, what's the major difference that you see between Super Bowl Media Row versus Big Ten Media Days?
Well, this is no slight to Media Days in Indianapolis. I love going to Media Days in Indy. It's fun to kick off the football season and kind of get geared up for fall camp. But let's do the comparison. I believe this past year there were 12 radio stations at Media Days. Understandably so. It's 14 teams now. It's 18 teams in the conference with the additions of the Pac-12 teams. So it's just not quite the same buzz. Now, I expect, Jay, this year at Media Days to be pretty full because you got 4 new schools. They want to have their representation out there.
And
talk to Oregon.
It's the first year
Absolutely.
First year of the new Big Ten.
So it'll be a zoo compared to this past year at Media Days. But let's be real. There are probably 150 to 200 tables here of people doing Radio Row. There's obviously a bunch of video stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a massive convention center that is full. It is full
capacity. I tried to tell you, man. You guys didn't want to listen.
I listened to you, but it's
heard me.
It's been fun just to, we see all these celebrities, and Jay, you obviously played a part of the game. You know a ton of these guys in general, but it's just fun to watch guys, like Shannon Sharp just walking around. Dan Marino was just walking around earlier.
Right.
And that endless amounts of big celebrities. We saw Carrot Top again. He stopped by and said hello to me again today.
Dolphin fan to Dolphin fan.
Yeah, I told him that Marino was here. He's like, no, he was here earlier. I said, yeah, he was here earlier. He didn't stop by our booth, but he was here. And so he was kind of sad he wasn't here.
Yeah.
But I did talk again to Carrot. He stopped by and said hello to our booth again. So we got a friend in Carrot Top. But, I mean, even more names. I told you I thought I saw Teron Armstead, Dolphins left tackle. I for sure saw.
We got confirmation. Armstead is going to be here because he's going to be at a party we might have to go cover tonight.
Yeah, Kurt Warner's going to be there. And a couple, I think Terrell Owens might be there also.
Yeah, they got about.
Shaq's going to be there.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we go to that or not. But I was told there's a big concert. There's a Dierks Bentley concert here tonight at 6 p.m. at Mandalay Bay.
Oh.
Little country concert.
Oh, it is.
So
you're going to two-step?
I don't know. I had a buddy call me from Lincoln that said he's in town and they're eating at Hell's Kitchen, and then they're going to go to the concert. I said, you're living a different life than me this trip.
Yeah.
Now, we had a great time. Media night was awesome, as you pointed out earlier in the day. I ate a lot of food. And
it was good, but it was good. It was good food. We had to replenish, from the day. We didn't go and get our, complimentary wings yet today. But
we have not.
I think also, it was funny. I've seen it before. I've done all these, and AG has done all these before where you do the car wash. You see guys. It's always funny to see the guys that you see. Now, you're talking about the big figureheads of people that, are on TV. You're talking about the serious guys. When you see Shannon Sharp have an entourage of handlers of like 9 or 10, was that a little shock to your system?
Yeah, it was. That is by far, Jay, the biggest entourage I've seen so far. We've seen, I saw Jake Glazer had like 3 or 4 handlers.
Right.
Dan Marino had probably 3 to 4.
Yeah.
Shannon Sharp had legitimately 7 to 8 handlers.
And he had 8 specifically for him. Now, I think with Dan Marino and those guys, where I call them pointers, where they point you to your next destination.
Yes.
You might have 1 or 2 handlers. Look, man, when you're as big as some of these guys are, and they're here to do a couple things and they're out. That's the major difference. I think, the approach of this week has been really good. We've been fortunate that, I've had some people that I've known for quite some time. They're able to, get them on. We had Solomon Wilcox on.
He was great.
I'm going to try to get my man Nick Ferguson that's been looking for me. There's something that, me and him had played together in Buffalo, and he had a great career, played with the Broncos, does some stuff up there in Colorado. He's a really, really good dude. Really, really good, really smart, intellectual, has a good grasp on the NFL and college. And so I think it's just, it's a great experience seeing the production. And I think, I was talking about before, there's a big difference. What is that?
We got some guys going crazy over there doing some sort of chants. I'm not sure what they're doing. They're getting pumped up.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
They're making some
Oh,
noise.
it's Cam Newton over there.
Is that? Oh, that was Cam Newton. Oh, that was Cam Newton's table. That was making a ruckus over here. No big deal.
Yeah,
Just name dropping Cam Newton here.
You know, there's probably about, I would say, 80 radio stations, just like the ticket, on one side. Then you have the production side, all the way up against the wall. This huge convention center, packed, and then obviously to the left you have, the Golick and Golick show, Golick Senior, Golick Junior, and so it's a pretty cool deal. I mean, look, it's one of those things that as a player you go through it, and then as a station that we're doing, we're right in the thick of it, and the thing is that. For the years that we come up next is like I think we knocked a big footprint into the who we are and been able to get some guys on our station that normally not only wouldn't but other people couldn't. Like with Solomon Wilcox, that is slammed. Solomon Wilcox told me said he's been doing this stuff since 5:30 this morning.
That's
and
crazy.
He went to another spot, came back specifically for us.
Yeah, well,
which
I appreciate
great.
that.
So we appreciate that. And other guys as well. So DeAndre Carter was really good, really enlightening look into what it takes to make it in the NFL, what it's like with Antonio Pierce, the new coach for the Raiders, and the change, which is different.
This is no guarantee, but I did reach out to representation of Neil Smith, former Husker,
right,
Kansas City Chief star,
potentially
on the station sometime tomorrow or Friday. So we'll see. Again, that's the thing here is like you can make connections and you can try and set stuff up, but people are busy.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to talk to everybody, so just kind of that's the way it
you
goes.
You got to get in where you fit in, and things change. Yeah. And things changed well for us, where we were able to get some people that normally we didn't have on our list.
Absolutely.
And we'll continue to do so. So look, man, it's all good. It's been we've already hit a grand slam, and we're up to bat again with a 3-0 count, sitting on a fastball to hit another grand slam. So, we're playing with house money right now, and really. What we really need to do is win some house money at some point in time.
Yeah, I'm down right now.
Yeah, but you're not out, though, Jay.
I'm not out. Again, I told you what I am down is probably what people consider up for what happens in Vegas.
Now, do you think your overconsumption of beverages and food kind of slowed down your thinking process?
No way. I was proper. I was in control last night. I will tell you, I got.
I wasn't saying that you had too much drink. I was just saying sometimes you could get bogged down.
I got really tired the last half hour with casino last night.
The itis got in,
and I think that's right. When you left, like I just went tired.
So I just took the energy. I'm the party starter.
The energy left when you left.
Oh, okay.
Hey, by the way, let's do something real fun here. 402-464-5685, or if you want to chime in on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. Let us know so far your thoughts on our timeout here.
They said you're going to have a sore neck because you keep looking around.
Everybody thinks. Listen, I'm excited. We got Bryce. Maybe get Bryce to sit down. Bryce, you want to sit down? Yeah, let's do it. All right. Okay. That's how we do radio roll right now. We made a friend earlier today.
Yeah, Bryce Butler.
We got Bryce Butler, former NFL receiver with us.
Phenomenal on Instagram.
You are.
And listen, he's already accepted the invitation to come to Nebraska.
Yeah. He's playing golf.
To play some golf.
Yes.
But then also we're going to take him down to Misty's and get him some good Nebraska beef, man. Bryce, talk about, look, you're where you're at after your career. Talk about it, because I remember when you first were getting started. And I remember the one Instagram reel that you were trying to get it set up, go back. Talk about how much you've grown. Now you're over there with Sports Illustrated, household name. Talk about that, how you've grown, and where you're at right now.
I think when I think about anything, football taught us a lot, right? It teaches you how to start somewhere and have a goal and just to keep going day by day,
right?
One step after another, and just keep going. So back in 2020, I had no clue what I was actually trying to do. I knew I wanted to be in media.
Right.
With COVID happening, couldn't take no internships anywhere or do anything like that. NFL broadcast boot camp, they weren't doing shut down. Couldn't do anything, and I was just like, I got to do something.
Right.
Like, I'm not about to be sitting up in here, right? Especially after I knew that I wouldn't be playing anymore.
Right.
So, like, once COVID hit, and I talked to my agent who's around here somewhere and was like, this is what you're going to have to do in order to, like, get a workout.
Right.
I was like, I'm done. I'm not playing anymore. So then I just went on the trip with the good guys, Garrett and Micah, Matt, and all them. I saw what they were doing. We had a me and my boy Joe had a little thought to basically start doing golf content because I love golf. We would go on golf trips in the off seasons.
Right.
And we just had an idea to do something like Barstool with the pizza reviews, but for like golf resorts.
Right.
Love it.
And I was like, I love what y'all doing. I was like, I'm about to start, I'm gonna buy a camera. I'm gonna open up a YouTube page.
Right.
And I'm gonna just start going. So like, it wasn't really like I knew I would be here in 2024 and 2020 with Sports Illustrated. It was more so like, I know I want to do media. Let's just go. And right now I love golf. All I can do right now because of COVID is golf.
Right.
So I might as well just shoot media around what I do. And then, like, you know, in Arizona, like, I'm playing golf with Patrick Peterson every day, Larry Fitzgerald every day, Andre Roberts every day, like guys that are guys. And so I was like, and these are my boys. I was like, it's easy. I can easily shoot content with those dudes, and they'll do it because, like, I play with them all the time.
Right.
So that was a pretty smooth, easy transition for me.
Right.
I think over the time, and I'm still learning, is just more about when it comes to interviewing, it's just like, okay, where do I want to go? Like, what story do I want to tell in the interview? It's not just we're talking. You know, it's a difference between an interview and just, we're just talking.
Yeah,
right?
podcast and an interview is different.
They're different. So, you know, what's the story that I want to tell? Okay, how am I going to dig for this information?
Right.
Who do I need to reach out to that might have this information that because it's not online? You know, like how far back do I have to go into Cam Newton's social media to find him say something about that? You know, so I'm learning that. And then, you know, obviously when it comes to, you know, I think athletes, especially guys that want to get better, you learn from everybody around you. It doesn't matter if I'm the, starting receiver. I can learn from the fourth receiver. Because he can do something that I can't do. He's good too. Like he's just not on the field as much as me, but I can learn something from him. So I try to learn from everybody, man. Like anytime Amber, she works for the Raiders. I'm talking to her like, hey, like how do you actually start digging? Like, how do you come up with the story? Like because I'm watching you do interviews and it's like you have a story and I can tell that you're trying to get that story out of them. You know, how do you go? Like, how do you start that way? And then if I'm talking to a photographer, or videographer, I'm like, how do you get that shot the way you want to? Like when I'm shooting with my camera, my joint look dark and blurry. Like, you know, how do you get the shot to look right? And then, like, you know, you ask one question. I'm kind of like one of the guys who was like, I'll ask you one question and I'll get that nugget from you. I'll write it down or I'll take my mental note. Cool. And then, like, I'll learn that. Okay, a camera, he said, if I want it a little bit brighter with the little bokeh in the background, I need my f-stop to be low. You know what I'm saying? I got that. So now let me play with that. Let me play with that a little bit on the settings. And then over time, you just things pick up. And then now I'm in a situation to where I can shoot a content shoot for somebody because I know what everybody wants. I know what the looks are. I know the shots that we need. I know the wides. I know the zoomed up. I know the close-ups. I know the angles. So it's a long time. It's been 4 years. 2020 was 4 years ago.
But it goes by quick, though.
It goes by quick.
Like, you know, but we really don't even. Well, we still talk about COVID, but it's not as prevalent. I want to ask you, man, just because and Jake doesn't know, I saw you from the very beginning because as much as you were shooting content and playing golf, I was chilling and watching you. So we right there with you. Talk about what's next for you because, in my opinion, I think, like, man, how you've been able to do it, you can teach a lot of other young guys coming up. Just making that transition out of the league. What's next for you, man? You know,
I think obviously I'm going to still do what I'm doing. I want to elevate here in the interview game, in the hosting space. I'm still going to do the golfing things, which I'm doing. And then I want to keep it. I want to do more business. Like I want to build business. You know what I'm saying? Strategy. I have an idea. Taking it to the right person and getting it cracking. So that's next for me. I went and did the I don't know if you heard of it, the crossover into business thing at Harvard. And I learned a lot about like just the thoughts behind certain things, strategies, models, you know, payments and, you know, working together, negotiations and all that. And it basically got my gears going towards like, okay, if I want to do certain things, like I know what I want to do, but how do we get to the point of this is a thought and like getting it kicked off? Like who's the business model? Who's the business plan? Who's going to be the strategist? Who can I kick this over to to handle that. Like, what kind of team do I need?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I would say the next step for me is like being a guy that's behind some of the businesses, right? Like, I'm doing things in the forefront, but then I'm behind a lot of things too. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, that's great, man. Listen, for you listeners out there, that's a good brother right here. He's coming to Lincoln. Listen, Husker fans are crazy. So we're gonna get your. You already got followers, but you about to be an honorary Husker. Tell people how they can follow you on all your social media.
Okay, so it's real simple. All across every platform is my name. So it's Bryce with an I _ Butler. I made it pretty simple for everybody to follow me across everyone: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
Right.
Bryce with an I _ Butler. We're doing a whole bunch of different things. We got the fashion piece, we got the golf piece, we got the football piece.
Right.
Yeah, we're trying to do it, man.
All right, man. Well, you already said live on air you coming to Nebraska.
Oh, I'm coming.
You're coming, man.
I'm coming. People, I went to Nebraska last May and played golf at Arbor Links.
Right.
And I was amazed and astonished by how beautiful those plains are out there. So I have
absolutely
like Nebraska, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, man. We can't wait till
come
you
back
come
soon,
man.
man.
Yeah, so we'll have you in studio and check us out and stuff though, man. Again, thanks, Bryce, for stopping by. You just met him today, got him on, so it's all good. Good brother right there. Jay Foreman, Bryce, Jake. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back.
All right.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
No matter what indoor or outdoor project is on your list, check it off at the Nebraska Builders Home and Garden Show, February 9th through the 11th at Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln. Visit with vendors experienced in handling all your dream projects. Spend time viewing displays and exhibits to see the latest in home innovations. Admission is $10 or bring a non-perishable item for the food bank and get a $2 discount. Children 12 and under are free. For more information, visit the Home and Garden Show online at hbal.org.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is hosting their annual Planter Clinic at the Adams County Fairgrounds in Hastings, Nebraska, February 21st and 22nd. Landmark's Planter Clinic offers expansive equipment training and important information on new and updated technology for this planting season. Get a refresher before heading to the field on in-cab monitors, maintenance points, and options to increase your operations profits. Join us February 21st and 22nd in Hastings. Learn more and RSVP at landmarkimp.com/events.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we'd like to say thank you for a record-setting 2023. So let's start off 2024 with the bang. They've got huge trade-in bonuses and finance bonusing happening right now on our new inventory at Koppel. Get up to $8,500 off select new models at Koppel. So if you're shopping for a new GM product, go to our website at koppelcars.com. You won't believe the discounts. Make that short money-saving drive down 144th Street. You'll be glad you did. Must have trade and finance with roof credit. Stock number G207684.
Stop asking your friends if they're hosting a party this Sunday and come for the real party instead. Join 93.7 The Ticket for the big game at Wings and Rings at 68th and O this Sunday and walk away with great prizes just for showing up. Why worry about making a great spread of food for the game at your house when you can enjoy all the great wings and more at Wings and Rings? It's the big game party with 93.7 The Ticket at Wings and Rings this Sunday at 68th and O.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, we're back. You see that, I don't know, back of somebody's head right there. Jake Sorensen is now officially missing in action. I don't know whether he's looking for Dan Marino or McLovin. I don't not know where Jake Sorensen, if you've seen him on the stream, Austin, he is getting a full-fledged neck workout because he's seeing all these guys that he's probably seen. Listen, and I will tell you this. It's without a doubt, Cam Newton's a big dude, man. I mean, that was a defensive end. I've met Cam a couple times. He actually, behind all the dress and all that other stuff, he donated $25,000 unannounced to my daughter's school, magnet school in Charlotte, a few years ago. Was a solid dude and was probably a little bit leaner, but he's definitely a big dude, man. And he took a selfie with somebody. He probably has the back of Jake Sorensen's head in there.
I'm at least 3 of those pictures for sure.
Yeah. So Jake is getting a crash.
I was
course.
gonna try to get a selfie, but we were talking, and then we had like 4 people there, and so I missed another missed opportunity. But maybe he comes back. You never know.
Yeah, I mean it's that's
we were
just
talking to Bryce. Bryce was good. Bryce
Yeah.
Butler was excellent. So.
Yeah, it's Bryce Butler is really good to have it on here. Had an NFL career, played with the Cardinals during COVID. In Arizona, they were pretty lax, and so he was out playing golf with Larry Fitzgerald, like I said, Patrick Peterson and Andre Roberts, and then he decided to make the content. It was really cool because he was actually, one, getting to do something I wish I was getting to do, which is golf, but then two, didn't portray himself as some like Tiger Woods-esque golfer, and then started from the ground up. It's a good look into when you have an idea, and then you have a little bit of, not a little bit, but a lot of stick-to-itiveness and effort. And it's crazy enough. This morning I saw him. I knew who he was, and we kind of, when he must have obviously knew kind of who I was, and we seen each other. Finally got to talk to him a little bit. And we chopped it up, and then the next thing you know, he said been to the Sandhills before. He's in the Dormy network, and next thing you know, it's we've planned a trip for him to Nebraska in the fall. I told him, listen, if you want to experience Nebraska the best, you got to come to a game and play some golf. Hopefully we can get it done. I got his number and stuff, so I look forward to having him hopefully come in the studio just so, it's all good.
So, Jay, I asked before we brought Bryce on. I just wanted to get some response. 402-464-5685 text. Also, again, chime on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. Get your thoughts on the coverage so far. What do you want to hear? What do you like so far from what you heard? I'm going to the text line real quick. IQ Crew says, love the ticket on Radio Row. All the interviews have been great so far. Carrot Top was my favorite because you were able to get him to open up to the man behind the comedian. Yeah. Well done. He says, but the people want to see Jay have a bite of the cookie.
You know what?
That was forced upon him.
You know what? I wonder. I'll take a bite of it here. But
it's like this big. It's tiny.
But Jake, it's not about the cookie because I love
concept.
Cookie. It's the concept. How you continuously you were relentless.
I was
relentless.
Jerk. I was a jerk.
But you know what we'll do? We'll have to get the cookie out on social media.
Yeah, I'll bring it tomorrow.
And then I'll take a bite of it. So, yeah. I mean, look, Carrot Top was great, man. I was pleasantly surprised where he was able to, ask him about how he's, came up with first place, that he, did stand-up comedy, but then also how he's evolved. I think when people, see him and he's gotten big, lifting weights and all that stuff that they just, think you got to ask him the same question. I think it's like, listen, it's a good opportunity to ask somebody how he became stardom and what it took to, take a residency, and also give him the credit where credit's due. He's obviously came in, knocked it out the park there where people want to see him, 4 or 5 times a week.
He's not here, but I'm with him. Okay.
Oh, we got a walk-up guest here. Yeah, so this is the way it goes, man. We're live on air here, Austin. Look, Jake's at work. There he is. They got that phone going. Austin, let me tell you something, man. Your boy Jake. Listen, Starstruck is not giving it enough credit. This is straight comedy. Next year, we had to really, really work at. We got to get somebody to follow Jake Sorensen around so they can see him in all of his glory.
Next year, we'll send someone out with you guys, just with a camera on their shoulder, just pointed at Jake the whole time.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, look, we're at a setup here. Like I said, we've created a big footprint for the ticket. We had a lot of traffic, obviously, through the first 2 days, and obviously we started off the week, phenomenally in the opening night. But I think we've learned a lot of things where we can really take it to the next level. Not only when we cover the Big Ten media days, or if we go to high school state championships. There's a lot of things that we can do that we've learned, and I've been able to see and also inquire about what people are doing, down here. So it's obviously the meeting and interviewing different people is great, but learning from them as well. That's why it's really good to have Bryce Butler on there. The way he's learned and taken, don't be afraid to ask questions, take the answers, go back, perfect it, and then look how much in the matter of 3.5 years now he's talking about. Being behind the scenes and in front of the camera. So, it's been more than probably what we bargained for, as far as, I wouldn't say bargained for, but more than what we thought initially what it was. But, as much as we brought, 93.7 to take it to the forefront, we've also been able to gain some knowledge that we can bring back and hopefully use to our advantage in the future.
Jay, I do have to ask, you mentioned being starstruck. You're a big deal. You don't get starstruck. You know everyone. When is the last time you were starstruck? You saw someone and you're like, holy cow, this is fill in the blank.
Yeah. I don't really know. I mean, when we won national championships, you get to meet the president. So I guess that was probably it. And I would probably say meeting Michael Jordan and playing golf with Michael Jordan.
That's a big deal.
Yeah,
Jay.
actually,
no big deal.
That was
drop somebody there.
Yeah, that was where you're like, dang, I'm actually out here in the same vicinity as Michael Jordan. Walking past, being in a enclosed area, and you see like Tiger Woods, and he'll give you, what's up, how you doing, and keep it moving. That's one thing. But playing around the golf with Michael Jordan is probably I was definitely starstruck. Starstruck enough, he got in my wallet, but then I was like, man, I got. I'm still waiting for that get back. I left a note on his card. He didn't text me saying that I want to get back in the game with him. But there's plenty of guys around here. I mean, just look, Shannon Sharp. I'm not starstruck by Shannon Sharp. I played against him, but when you think about him, he's on a higher level. You got Cam Newton in his own right is a higher level. A lot of these guys you see. A lot of these guys, Dominic Foxworthy is over there doing their things. You got a lot of guys in here that are on TV, not necessarily that you'd be starstruck with, but you definitely respect their work and see what they've done, and then also see how far they've come as well. So, I would say Michael Jordan, and that's right up there with the, multiple presidents of the United States that I've been able to meet on numerous occasions.
So just a heads up. So I jumped off the mic for a second because I had information that we had somebody that's going to stop by and sit down with us.
Who is it?
It's Stitch Duran. If you're curious who Stitch Duran is, we'll bring him over. I guess DP set this up for us. He's been in boxing and MMA for a long time. He has worked with Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Andre Ward, the Klitschko brothers. He's also been in movies, been in the Rocky movies as himself.
Oh.
Kind of a big deal in the world of boxing. So I'll bring him in right now. You ready to bring him in?
Let's
Jay?
roll.
Hey, come on over, Stitch. Right there. Yeah.
How you doing, man? Jay Foreman. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
This is how we do on Radio Row. Again, we're live here in Las Vegas. Radio Row, Mandalay Bay. We got all sorts of great guests today.
Jay,
tomorrow,
get my man's
Friday.
headset right, man.
Yeah, he's good.
There you go.
You good to go?
Yeah, get his headset right, Jay. Hey, listen, listen.
I know.
He would never last as a trainer. We're right in sparring.
Throw him out.
Right. If we're sparring, he just has your headset all messed up, right?
He's one of these wannabe guys, right?
Right.
So we'll give him the nickname wannabe.
I'll take that. It's fine.
What's up, boss?
Hey, man, it's good to have you. We're joined by Stitch Duran right here on Radio Row, and I was just giving it a little introduction to you, Stitch, in terms of what you've done in your career, but you're in Vegas. You're here for the Super Bowl. Is it your first time here at the Super Bowl or not?
Well, I live here in Vegas.
Okay.
All right. So I live like 20 minutes here from the Mandalay Bay. But I'm here for fights tomorrow. We have fights at the Mandalay Bay.
It's going to be exciting.
We're trying to go.
We're trying to go. I got a couple tickets for you.
No, you don't.
Do you?
Are you serious?
Right here, man.
Oh, my man.
So these aren't the best seats in the house.
It don't matter.
But you're in the house, all right?
That's what I'm talking
He's
about.
made this whole trip even worth it. Steve. What the
Listen,
heck?
I've
asked me yesterday
I've
about
been
tickets.
trying to go to that. I've been talking about that fight because it's going to be an exciting fight.
Yeah, it's a good night of fights.
Before we get into that, I really
Wow,
want to
thank
ask you
you.
this because I remember when MMA was just kind of on a Friday, right? When it first started. Talk about how it's exploded, but then I think boxing is starting to catch back up. Talk about how it's really exploded.
Yeah, well, the whole combat sports have exploded. Bare knuckle fights,
right?
Doing the big thing. You got all these fights in the Middle East and Abu Dhabi, Dubai,
Right.
now Saudi Arabia.
Right.
MMA is growing bigger and bigger. Of course, boxing has the celebrity fights.
Right.
Logan Paul, Jake Paul,
Right.
KSI. I'm involved in all of them.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing, man, just to be part of all this action.
Right, man. Because I think I grew up where you on a Saturday you'd watch it live. Now it's on pay-per-view. I really wanted to ask you. I know you know about the Klitschko brothers.
I do.
And
100%.
I was a little sad when they retired because I feel like big guys like that, technically sound, powerful jab. I don't think people over here in America really appreciate their greatness. Just talk about them a little bit.
I was blessed to have worked with them for 8 years,
right?
Vitaly and Vladimir. I worked with Vitaly when he retired, and he came back,
right.
fought Danny Williamson, and continued, right? But they were like my children, bro.
Right.
These guys are modern day gladiators, but it was an honor working with them. People ask me who's the best. They were the best for me to work with, just because of their characters.
Right.
Their characters. They respected everybody. They always gave you the time of day. Everything for the sparring partners was top of the line.
Right.
They did everything the way it should be in boxing.
Right.
So when I did the Creed movie,
right,
Jose Suleiman, which is the president, was the president of the WBC championship belt, the green belt,
right,
most prestigious belt. He, Michael B. Jordan in the Creed movie asked me who should give away that belt.
Right.
So I explained to him, the whole history, and Maurice Suleiman, the son, now is taking over. Well, I saw him in Dallas when Earl Spence fought Ugas. I was working with Ugas.
Right.
And I told him the story about how we represented the belt. And both Klitschko's fought for the belt. He said, well, let's take a picture and let's send it to the brothers.
Right.
All right. I said, all right, we did. I'm going to let you listen to what Vladimir sent me, bro.
All right.
All right. You guys are one of the few, but here's what he said. Oh.
Let's see if we can hear it. Yeah. Crank up the sound there.
Hold on.
That's all right. We'll see if we can hear it on the speakers or not. We'll try it out.
Anyway, he sent me a lot of love, bro.
Yeah.
A lot.
See if we can. I don't know if we can hear that on the speakers.
Nah.
We'll take you.
Anyway,
we'll take your word for it.
Yeah, but
we're not doubting you.
Man, it was just a pleasure what he said. It's did so and this and that. And yeah, good people, man.
So I'm curious again. You've had experience, obviously, in the world of boxing, but in acting, you've been a part of the Rocky movies. Man, this is insane. Can you walk us through just being a part of that? What it was like to be in in iconic movies like that?
I always tell people, man, how many guys have done 3 movies with Rocky?
Right.
Let me ask you a little trivia.
Right.
Who?
Not many.
One.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
Is it you?
Yeah. How many people have
Carl
known?
Weathers only 2.
Yeah.
Rest
Well,
in
yeah.
peace to Carl Weathers. Yeah.
Of course. Same with Michael B. Jordan. How many people have done 3 movies with Michael B. Jordan?
Jeez.
Getting ready for the
no
fourth
big
one.
deal.
Right.
No big deal.
Yeah. So I'm blessed, bro. Just to have these things. Yeah, you're right. Just have these things happen to me without even asking for it is a pleasure in itself.
Well, I think that's part because you do great work. And I want to ask you this. Give me one, because I always equate everything to football. I can usually tell pretty quickly if, all right, he's got it or not. What are one of the 2 things that you see in a fighter early on? You're like, yeah, they'll do all right.
Personality.
Right.
The personality kind of shows you a whole lot of, because the ultimate goal of this game is to render someone unconscious,
right,
a knockout. So
Yeah.
it's a tough business, bro. So what makes these fighters?
Right.
I interviewed Mike Tyson a while back before he got his tattoo. I said, Mike, every fighter has that one little thing that nobody has. Same with football players.
Right.
That one little thing that takes you to that next level. He says, you got to take the pain. You got to take the pain. And then he says, you got to get your body in 100% physical condition because your body tells your mind what to do.
Right.
So these are the guys that I look at. But as that statement came true, because fighters, athletes, they take the pain in training, they take the pain in fights or games,
right,
financially, their families, and then long-term injuries down the road. So it's a hurt business, bro.
Right.
Talk
about the fight tomorrow night. I think it's going to be action-packed. Give us your I guess, input on the positives of each fighter and maybe how you see it going?
Yeah, well, I never predict who's going to win, who's going to lose, because we don't know.
Yeah,
but
because you have a bad day.
For the fans that got free tickets and are going to the fights tomorrow night, you guys are going to love it because it's going to be a toe-to-toe fight.
Right.
I always look at it as the probability of cuts.
Right.
What are the probability of cuts? Well, that's a type of fight where you just might see some action, see some swelling, you might see some cuts. I'm working with Pedraza, the semi-main.
Right.
I'm working 4 of the 9 fights, actually.
Okay. Wow.
But Pedraza, the semi-main, he's fighting Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis is a new up-and-coming star.
Right.
I think he has like 9 fights. Pedraza has like 30 fights.
Right.
So it's, they're bringing him with the Lion and see how he performs. So it should be a good night of fights.
Man, that's great, man. I always, what's the strategy when you're working with fighters? Say I was an up-and-coming fighter. Say I'm, 11-1 or whatever, and I show potential. When does the group come together and say, all right, he's ready to fight in Las Vegas versus fighting in
the small shows?
What is the deciding factor? Is it the phone call that you get, or combination of saying, okay, yeah, he's shown the ability to overcome some weaknesses, get better at some weaknesses, and has maybe that one unique strength, whether it's a great jab or a body blow or whatever it is, or defense or anything like that? What is it that you guys look for when you make that decision?
Can you sell tickets down the road?
That's true.
Yeah, it's a game of economics, right? And if you could perform through, your fighting, then your credibility is going to go up as you go. And that's a good question. You have 12 fights, right? You're up and coming. You're 8-rounder, 10-rounder.
Right.
But you come to Vegas and you're in these big shows, and Top Rank sees you and they sign you up, then you're a regular fighter on that.
Right.
Then there's a good reason for them to do it, because they see potential in you.
Yeah.
But selling tickets, bottom line.
One more question before we let you go. What does it take for I'm always interested in, especially in the fight game, knockout game. What does it take for a fighter to come back after a hard loss, or you don't perform as well? Because sometimes I've been there before. I woke up, just was a bad Sunday. What does it take? I don't get knocked out, right? I got to beat myself. I got to play the next week, right? Whereas a fighter, you let yourself down. You might not get that title fight back. You might have to work your way back up. What does it really take to reset? Because I think that's a missing quality that a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah, you being an athlete like that, you understand. Right. And it's tough. Nobody wants to lose. Everybody that's in the gym has one idea, and that's become a world champion.
Right.
Not everybody's going to be a world champion. Not everybody's going to make money. But what's that determining factor with the fighter? The long term is, just take care of yourself, man, and have a good team with you. That's the important thing. And I work a lot of these fights with these young guys that I'm now working with Top Rank, and I tell them it's important for me. It's important for you to understand how important it is to have a good team in your corner, because it's a hurt business, bro.
Yeah, it is.
And if you don't have guys that will take care of you, then that's an issue. And in your sport, in football, baseball, basketball, all these other major sports, everybody has to be certified to be considered as a trainer.
Right.
Well, in combat sports, trainers and cutmen like myself, none of us have to be certified.
Right.
I'm changing that through education.
Sure.
Because it's not fair to these fighters if this guy is doing something wrong.
Right.
I always tell these young fighters, if the guy puts a swab in his mouth or in his ear, get another cut, man. That's filthy.
Right.
If ask him what the adrenaline chloride 1000 does, the medication.
Right.
If he tells you it's a coagulant, get somebody else, because it's a vasoconstrictor.
Right.
So he don't know, but he sees other people and he demonstrates that. So that's it. You got to have the proper team.
Man, that's awesome, man. For somebody to be in it and be well-rounded.
Wow. Yeah.
Movies, MMA, boxing, up-and-coming guys, man. That's pretty. I mean, you're an iconic figure, man. We appreciate you. Appreciate you stopping by. We really appreciate the tickets. I'm pumped, man. And listen, I love boxing
right now.
Listen, I love boxing. First of all, I like watching boxing versus doing it, because I did Golden Gloves one time.
So
I saw. I said first time I saw some blood, somebody got knocked out. I said, this football thing seems a little bit better.
Yeah.
I would like to say my face is too pretty, but that ain't it either.
Well, and then I ask you guys. I ask you guys down the road is, how does your body feel? How are your knees? How's your back? Because I see a lot of long-term injuries.
Right. It's about the same. And when you see boxers and they don't move as well, people don't understand taking jabs here, all this. That's no different than hits during the day, during the week. It accumulates. I don't think really people see the end product, which is tomorrow night.
Sure.
Right. They don't understand the months leading up to it for a 12-round, 36-minute fight that you got to continue to do it. And then you just don't get to go back and just eat hot dogs and potato chips. You got to stay somewhat in shape. People don't understand the dedication that it takes to box. And that's why, I have an appreciation for it because, number one, it's a great sport. It tells you a lot about yourself. But number two, the dedication.
Yeah. I remember I talked to George Masvidal, UFC fighter, and I was doing a radio show like this, and I asked him the question is, what happens have you ever got beat up in the gym sparring? Of course, everybody gets beat up.
Right.
What do you do? He said, man, I'm in the shower and I'm crying.
Right.
He's telling me, and you understand,
Right.
I'm crying, but I understand,
right.
Because they were defeated at that time. But then the thing is to come back and perform.
Yeah.
Now he's doing his own show. So it's
Yeah.
the heart of a warrior, bro. I
Yeah.
got a lot of respect for all of them.
Yeah.
And like I tell them, they're all modern day gladiators, but deep inside they're all babies.
Yeah.
And my job's to take care of the babies.
Yeah, we got plenty of emotions, man.
Yeah.
I think people get thrown off by seeing us out there doing what we're doing. We actually are just like everybody else.
Well, and just let me talk to you because you're conditioning coaches, or even you. How many times you give them a kiss, say I love you? See,
Right.
that's a manly thing,
Right.
That I get from these gladiators.
Right.
And to me, that means so much.
Yeah, I will tell you this, though. From the first time I had a football coach, Reggie Herring, tell me he loved me, and you could tell when he means it.
Yeah.
One of my best friends right now. I'd go to war for him any day of the week. Couldn't do much, but I'm going to go there for him.
And see, those are those little things because we're very simple people.
Right.
And they mean a lot.
Right. Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming
Thanks
on.
for
I'm
having me
pumped.
on.
Really appreciate the tickets. A great gesture.
What incredible.
Yeah, he doesn't. I just have been telling him about it. I was like, dude, I said, we got to find a way to get to the fight, man.
Yeah.
I can't appreciate it. Thank you enough, man.
Yeah, I'll take a picture. If I get a chance to come say hi, I'll come say hi to you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I'm excited to come watch the fight. We saw it, then we walked past it in our hotel at the Luxor.
We did.
And I was like, Jake, you see the fight? He was like, he didn't even know really that there was a fight.
No, Jay
I was
was
like,
aware, yeah.
Jake, them
I'm
two
down with
dudes
it,
are
though.
going to go at
They're
it.
going to go at it, man.
And those are the fights you want to see, man. So I really appreciate it.
All right.
Appreciate you for coming on. Hopefully we get to see you tomorrow. We're going to get – I'll watch all of them. I don't really care. I want to see them. So appreciate you coming on. Jake Sorensen, Jay Foreman, Old School. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through February 13th is spend $40 and get stew beef for free. Plus, 15% off all alcohol and chocolates as you prepare for Valentine's Day. And don't forget about lunch on Fired Up Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Locations at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. Fairway Meat Market has everything you need for meat and cold drinks for the big game this Sunday. Now through February 11th, enjoy fresh chicken wings for $2.99 per pound, USDA choice brisket for $4.99 per pound, all natural St. Louis pork ribs for $1.99 per pound, USDA whole prime beef tenderloin for $19.99 per pound, 10-pound tubes of 80% lean ground beef for $2.99 per pound, and 30 packs of Busch Light for just $17.99. Fairway Meat Market, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Hello, everybody. It's Charlie Stone, and here with me is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I hear that new Honda manufacturing continues to go up, and you have new Hondas in stock now.
That's correct, Charlie. We have more than 40 new Hondas in stock right now. It's great that a customer can come in and buy a new Honda and drive it home that day. New Honda inventory keeps getting better each month.
Okay, then. How about used cars, Andy?
We have more than 100 pre-owned vehicles to choose from right now, and a lot of fresh trade-ins are coming in daily. We have just about every maker model you can imagine in any price range.
Thanks again, Andy. People love the selection and great service at Honda of Lincoln. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly cloudy skies. It will be windy, though. We'll see a high around 59. Tonight, mainly cloudy and windy, with a low around 47. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies and more wind. We'll see a high around 59. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are live. Jake Sorensen is doing his thing. We are back, man. We had a great guest, man. We got some tickets there. Jake.
What?
Jake, you coming up like the mob, man. I told you we had to go to the fight.
On anymore.
Huh?
This is just crazy. You know, we're out here in Super Bowl Radio Row and, just talking to a bunch of cool people. That's why we're cool. This is fun to be out here just talking to anybody. Sit down, chat with you. And we mentioned, last night, we're about to go to the media party, and you said, man, I'm trying to find some tickets for the fight tomorrow or on Thursday. And I said, what fight? He said, well, there's a fight. I said, okay. Looked it up, big fight. And then we bring it up to Stitch. He's like, I got tickets for y'all. What?
Yeah.
What? That's crazy.
You got to go get it, Jake. That's the way it is. You got to see somebody get knocked out, man. Even though you almost got knocked out trying to force feed me that cookie.
Well,
we would have had our own fight.
Listen, that cookie is going to be eaten by you at some point this trip. It's just that's the way it's going to be. So,
hey, man, it's always good, man. You just never know who you're going to see down here on Radio Row. And, look, or what impact. You never thought just seeing him walking around is like, he trains the Klitschko brothers and all the ones, interviewed Mike Tyson. He's in movies, in Rocky movies. He's in Creed movies and stuff like that. So,
yes.
It's just part of the deal that we're, down here, it's a plethora of people that you'll meet, and everybody's at home. And so if you can catch them in the right moment, not only will you gain some knowledge, but you'll, get a pretty good, interview as well.
Well, that's the goal, man. And look at what Paul says on the YouTube. He says, Jake, can you find a neck roll for Jake to wear the rest of the week? Yeah.
Jake, you're rubbernecking.
Well, listen, how could you not? I'm trying to be as professional as I can. I think I am being professional, but I also, like I said, it's a who's who of who's around here. Everybody that's all the celebrities. It's not just football players. It's broadcasters. It's celebrities in general. Carrot Top. We talked to him yesterday. It's Stitch Duran coming by. Of Rocky fame, and also for being a trainer,
Creed, MMA.
No big deal. He's working with Michael B. Jordan, as well as Rocky movies. That's pretty cool to see this walking by and sit down.
Look, when the man says bare knuckle fighting, he's a tough dude. So that's not a guy you want to run up on, in a checkout line at High V. You mess around and get sat down pretty well. He knows a thing or two about throwing hands, and so it's pretty good deal.
So, yeah, we'll try to grab some more people here as the show. We're still here for just over an hour. And by the way, we will make sure we are out exactly by 6:00 because there's Supernovas game tonight. That's why DP is not here. He's on the call for that with Renee Saunders as they have been the last few matches, and we'll see DP at some point here tomorrow here in Vegas. But we'll be here for another hour and 10 minutes or so.
Yeah. But right now we're going to take a quick break, catch back up here. And let Jake recover, get that neck loose a little bit.
Well, hang on. Before we get to break, hang on before that. Let's make sure we shout out our sponsors here. The reason why we're able to be here in Las Vegas, Jay, is because of the great people at High Electric, Paul, and the squad there. How about Travis and the team at Roofing Service Company, serving both Lincoln and Dallas? I mean, they're everywhere. They're in the center of the U.S. We got Tavern 180 in both Lincoln and Omaha, as well as Tanner's in Lincoln and Omaha. Great specials on steaks, meals. I mean, you want to watch Super Bowl? That's a great place to watch Super Bowl if you're in Lincoln or Omaha this weekend and Sunday. So, or the fights. I'm sure you can watch the fight that we're going to be at tomorrow night at Tanner's for sure in Lincoln and Omaha. But we got AG. He's over here. AG's back. AG, you want to hop on real quick before we get to break? Yeah, AG's been busy. So we heard from Amon right before we started Old School. We're wrapping up On the Block. We brought AG in because we knew he had a couple interviews to go to. So let him get comfortable. Who have you talked to since we saw him?
Spice Adams right over here. Talked to him a little bit.
That's okay.
Takeo Spikes. Yeah. So me and Takeo, were y'all in Buffalo together?
No.
Okay. Y'all missed each other because y'all know he was there for a little bit. And I know you were there. So Takeo, though, we've been knowing each other. I'm a little over for the camera.
Yeah, you're good. So
we were on the USA Today All-America team in 1995.
Oh, out of high school.
Out of high school.
Right.
So I've been knowing that cat because that was when they did before all the Under Armour games. We had the Walt Disney All-American football thing we had to go to myself. So check this out. Takeo Spikes.
Right.
Charles Woodson. Randy Moss. Sean Alexander. Ricky Williams. Peyton Manning.
Come on,
man.
That's on your team?
Yeah, that's just 5 of the 20 players. R.W. McQuarters. Jerry Wisney. Tim Ritter.
Dang.
Dan Kendra.
Dan Kendra. That's a name. Yeah. Went from quarterback to fullback.
Right.
Yeah.
He went at FSU.
Yeah.
Went out there to FSU. So that was just like 6 or 7 of those guys that we been knowing that cat. I was like, man. And then the only thing, like, we never played against each other. They went to I think he went to Ole Miss. So
no, he went to Auburn.
Or Auburn.
Yeah,
Auburn. He went to Auburn. So, but it was just cool because we were all together. We did just for camera thing. We did like a little flag football game.
Right.
It was just for the camera. So we only played like 2 minutes of the game. We did a pass, stuff like that. And I'm like, man, if we got a chance to play that squad, offensive, man. We got about 3 or 4 NFL Hall of Famers.
Oh, you got Randy Moss, Charles Woodson, and Peyton Manning. I think you're doing all right.
And then Chad Clifton was my teammate in Green Bay. He was part of that.
He was on there too.
He was on.
Yeah. Then you got Takeo Spike. Yeah, you was doing all right.
If we played a game,
we
played a game.
R.W. McQuarters from Oklahoma State. He was cold-blooded too. Played for San Francisco 49ers.
Martavius Houston.
Yeah.
He was a hard hitter. He was like Tavy.
Yeah.
Remember how Tavius McFarland would hit people?
That's the reason why you guys were All-Americans coming out of high school, man.
It was crazy. I'm like, and it was funny. Randy, he showed up late.
Yeah.
And everybody messing with him when he gets there because he don't have his bag. He lost his luggage.
Yeah.
And they was able to give him somebody's out suits that he had to wear to the banquet, and it didn't fit right.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna fit 6'4", 200 pounds.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
So, he was mad.
But anyways, AG, we gotta get the break, get back on track there. I think we got another guest coming here at the top of the hour.
All right.
Jay Foreman, AG, Jake Sorensen, live from Radio Row. Old School. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Gentlemen, Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Don't be that guy running to the store for flowers and a card on your way home. Hey, Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. We have great Valentine's gifts in store now. And if you spend $99, we'll throw in a free bouquet of a dozen roses. Give her what she really wants this year and let us do the rest. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, your hometown jeweler since 1905 in Lincoln and Grand Island. Online at sartorheyman.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and we have some really big savings for you right now. Our new crossover sale is underway. New Terrains, Equinoxes, and Trailblazers starting at $23,290. That's right, $23,290. Also, we've continued our huge Sierra and Silverado truck sale with over $10,000 off new pickups. You heard right, over $10,000 off list. Coppell truly has a small town feel with big city deals. We're right down 144th Street or at CoppellCars.com. Stock numbers G260980 and C119824.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-2840.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Husker fans, it's your last chance to catch your top-ranked Nebraska wrestling team in action at the Bob Devaney Sports Center as they host a top 15 conference matchup on Friday, February 9th against number 13 Michigan. It's their annual Pepsi Pack the House duel, and all tickets and 24-ounce Pepsi products are just $1. The duel starts at 6 p.m. Get your tickets today by visiting huskers.com/tickets or call 402-472-3111.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back. We are back, man. I'm telling you what, Radio Road just keeps getting better and better. Jay Foreman, Jake Sorensen, Old School here. We're on Radio Road down here in Las Vegas. We got a special guest here, man. I mean, all of them have been special. I didn't even get to tell you he lives in D.C., so you know that's right up the road from Frederick. So now we're going to get into it. Bill Miller, the head of all the casinos, the man, right? What it takes a lot of championship mentality to go from London to Vegas. And still be standing upright. We're barely standing. We're coming from Omaha to Vegas. How you been, man? How's your media day, Radio Row day going so far for you?
Oh, it's all good, and I'm super psyched to be here with you guys.
Right.
Was in London yesterday, flew in, been doing media all day today, and it is an amazing, great day for Las Vegas
right.
and Nevada. I mean, to think about this city and this industry.
Right.
Like CEO of the American Gaming Association,
Right.
I get the opportunity, the honor
Right.
to represent, commercial tribal casinos all
Right.
over America, and there's 1,000 of them. Sports betting,
Right.
we represent pretty much all of those guys,
Right.
and then all the machines too.
Right,
And
yeah.
so I get an opportunity to tell the story about what the industry means in terms of jobs and taxes paid and all of that stuff. And so I don't think there's a better culmination of thinking about what, look, this industry got started, Bugsy Siegel and all of those things that happened in the early days, right?
Yeah.
And to see the Super Bowl, the most important sporting event in America, here in Las Vegas, Nevada, with full support of the NFL, full support of all of the leagues and teams and broadcasters that used to not want to advertise anything about our industry.
Now they're advertising. You got Peyton Manning and everybody.
Oh yeah, you got all the Mannings. All the Mannings are in.
Yeah. Like I wanted to ask you. My mom lives in Henderson, and I've been to Vegas plenty of times. Talk about the last 10 years of how it's changed. Now, obviously, when you didn't think that the Strip could get any bigger or better, it has.
Yeah.
But talk about the Aces coming, the Knights coming, the Raiders coming, now the Super Bowl. It has to be a really good feeling to be a part of it, because it all starts with your gaming industry that has allowed it to expand and fully be supportive, because you guys do it right.
Yeah, look, it is exactly the right thing to be talking about, right? It's what has Las Vegas always been. It has always been an epic destination for, have a great time, gambling, restaurants, shows, best in class, everything, spas, pools, all that stuff. And then we started layering in sports. And the layering into sports with, the Golden Knights and the Aces and then the Raiders. And I was here 2 years ago for the NFL draft. And I thought that was an amazing moment. And just the idea that was that moment when, here's an organization, the NFL, who basically said, wow, we will never be partners with these guys, because these guys are dangerous and they are a threat to the integrity of our game. And, you had variations of that statement by other leagues and then you started to see that change. And you started to see it change because, people really started to recognize, man, people have been betting on sports as long as there have been sports to bet on. And so shouldn't we let people bet on sports legally? And tax it and regulate it and license it and give consumers who are betting it protections. And, so that we have money going into problem gambling resources and those sorts of things. And so, when we have changed from the casino capital of the world to the entertainment capital of the world to the sports capital of the world. I mean, somebody might argue about that, but this is Super Bowl here. And so it is a really, it is the most validating moment for this city, for this state, and for our industry to have the Super Bowl here, because it means we are mainstream entertainment in America.
I wanted to ask you, when you have the Super Bowl and the gaming industry, new obviously casinos / hotels, talk about the economic impact, because I don't think that just gets glossed over, right? That you want to be real simple-minded and just think about betting. But talk about the economic impact it has on the city of Las Vegas and maybe the surrounding suburban areas as well.
Well, I think that, remember, Las Vegas is desert, right? There was nothing here before the state legalized gambling in this state, and it was in the Depression, and it was a way for this city and this state to figure out a way to create some revenue to survive. And so what we've seen is obviously decades and decades of different changes, but there are people that live here today that are still in the industry, and they've been in the industry 5 generations going back. And there's not too many industries in America where you can say that. Look, you have places where, in Ohio and Pennsylvania, and places where, my father worked in the auto industry, or my father worked in the steel industry, and those industries went away. And then there's this economic hole there. Here, that we've just continued to get bigger and stronger. And those suburbs that are around this city, they're here because of this industry. And I think it's really important to also say this gets replicated all over the country. Because in those states and in those towns that got left behind by automotive or, some other industry, when state goes and says, you know what, we're going to legalize gambling in the state, we're going to open up casinos. They don't say, okay, we're going to do it in the fanciest neighborhoods and the best towns. We're going to go do it in these places that got left behind by other industries. And so jobs, I mean, we're an industry of 1.8 million people that are part of our industry. I mean, it's bigger than the airline industry.
Right.
And so, the amount of taxes in the states in which we operate, we're the highest taxpayer almost in every single state. And then we're highly regulated. And so, creates a lot of jobs in the government to make sure that we're regulated. And so I think about what we mean, not just in the direct, like, okay, casino comes, it's really fun, it's a great outlet. It also creates huge economic ripples across communities all over this country.
Man, that's awesome.
We're joined by Bill Miller, CEO of the American Gaming Association, here live from Vegas Radio Row for the Super Bowl. And listen, we always try to bring stuff back to Nebraska as much as we can. And we had the ultimate connection here. We talked before Bill came on.
This is awesome.
This hits home for me because we were talking about how we're from Lincoln. We do radio in Lincoln. And you said that your family founded a town in Nebraska, which was what town?
Crofton, Nebraska.
Which is the home of my wife. This is a town of less than 1,000 people, northeast Nebraska, just south of Yankton, South Dakota, right in the border. And your family founded the town where my wife's family resides in and has a farm. Now, how about that for the world coming full circle, Jay Foreman?
Small world, man. That's awesome.
My great-grandfather, he donated the land for the town square. William C. Miller Jr. or William C. Miller.
And you came back as in the 90s for something. Tell us about that again.
I came back to Crofton for the Centennial Parade, and I was the Grand Marshal of the parade because
that is awesome.
William C. Miller.
You can't get better than
that. My in-laws were probably at the parade.
Yeah.
They probably were there. They might remember you being at the parade as the Grand Marshal right there.
You definitely got to get a picture and send it to your in-laws and say you remember him.
I'm going to do that for sure.
I remember running in the 5K they had and the pancake breakfast. It was awesome.
Man, that's awesome, man. When you think about the gaming industry, I think we just got a casino in Lincoln, right?
Yeah, we did. Warhorse is brand new, so we're trying to. We're getting
when you
there,
talk
Nebraska.
about spreading, across the nation, we just got one in Lincoln that's probably been fought tooth and nail. I'm not big into that, but now we're there. Then you saw we did our preseason show for University of Nebraska there before we played Minnesota. But you talk about how the gaming industry done right and able to the economic ripples off of that stretches always to places like Nebraska where people only think it's in Vegas. It's everywhere, and there's a big part of you feel like, man, I am a part of something bigger than me, obviously, but your footprint, right, is there in everything. How does that make you feel?
I think it makes me feel great because number one, we're doing it right.
Right.
Two, we're paying a lot of money. We're creating a lot of jobs and almost always in places that need them. And then, we're certainly, creating careers for people.
Right.
We're creating other economic opportunities for florists and restaurants and retail that there wasn't anything there before.
Right.
Now, because of the casino, it's really helping. And I, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about I have the honor of representing both commercial and tribal casinos.
Yeah, I was just about to ask
and
you
you
about
just think about like my business, I'm a storyteller.
Right.
And when I can talk about what we mean economically in the communities in which we operate is profound.
Right.
When I can talk about it from the perspective of these people that have been treated worse than, other than maybe people that were brought over as slaves from Africa, Native Americans in this country moved around, pushed into different places. And now the gaming industry, tribal casinos, has been literally transformational for these people who've been beggars to the federal government for centuries, if not decades.
Yeah.
And so it's a really important and cool part of the job. I go to, I'll go to a Indian tribal council meeting where they say, all right, so we're members of the AGA. Tell us about what the AGA is doing for our tribe. Tell us what it's doing for tribal communities across the country. And I'm always happy to be there, but I always walk away learning more than I tell.
Right.
And what I learn almost always is there's, a couple of relatives on the tribal council.
Right.
And there's almost always the grandma on there.
Right.
And she
that runs the show, right?
And who runs the show. And she will say, well, Bill, I want to show you the book. Right. And I know what the book is.
Right.
The book is where she grew up. And where she grew up didn't have running water. And it didn't have, floors and heat.
Right.
And she said, look, that was my childhood. I'm now the grandmother who is able to see that this casino has made a massive difference for my kids.
Right.
But my grandchildren are going to college now.
Right.
And maybe they're staying in the casino business or maybe not.
Right.
But our tribe and tribes across this country that have benefited from casinos, it's been nothing short of miraculous.
Right. Man, it was really, I'm thinking back now, Mystic Lake in Minnesota, right outside. I went to high school in Eden Prairie, right outside of Shakopee, Mystic Lake Casino. I remember when it first opened. I think I was maybe a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
And went back about 10 years ago. They got a golf course. They have a runway because Michael Jordan flew in, to play Mystic Lake Golf Course. And the way it's grown, where wasn't just the casino. So what he's saying is true, man. We appreciate you coming on, man.
Wow.
We've had a great week, and you guys do it right.
You guys aren't done.
I know. We're not
done at all.
Yeah. We were just saying before you came on, if our week ended right now, we've hit a grand slam, and we were already up with a 3-0 count, about to hit another one. You were a part of it.
Nice.
The Gaming Association does it a great deal. We donated last night.
We did.
We donated last night.
Man.
Listen, we're here for revenge.
Look, don't chase your losses.
Yeah.
Have a budget.
I
always say respond.
We call it money management. We do a good job. We listen. We like to partake. We don't overdo it, but we enjoy it, man. Everything you've done, I appreciate it, and I know we do. Appreciate you coming on.
Oh,
and you guys have a connect.
And thank you for founding my wife's town.
Yeah.
If your family
If you
founding
didn't,
the town. I might never have met her.
Yeah,
So
there you
you're a
go.
big part of the history here, Bill Miller.
Yeah.
What a stud.
Who knew? Who knew we'd have Jake Sorensen family
if you asked me
history?
for things I would have expected, I wouldn't hear the
Probably
founder
not
of
that.
my
just
wife's
never.
town.
I always say you just never know on Radio Row, man. We appreciate it,
never
Mr.
know.
Miller. Thanks for coming on. Look forward to the rest of the great week. Jay Foreman, Mr. Miller, Jake Sorensen. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Hello, everybody. It's Charlie Stone, and here with me is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I hear that new Honda manufacturing continues to go up, and you have new Hondas in stock now.
That's correct, Charlie. We have more than 40 new Hondas in stock right now. It's great that a customer can come in and buy a new Honda and drive it home that day. New Honda inventory keeps getting better each month.
Okay, then. How about used cars, Andy?
We have more than 100 pre-owned vehicles to choose from right now, and a lot of fresh trade-ins are coming in daily. We have just about every maker model you can imagine in any price range.
Thanks again, Andy. People love the selection and great service at Honda of Lincoln. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill, or online at HondaofLincoln.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. Navigating the legal system can be stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. When you're in need of legal assistance, trust Liberty Law Group to fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Jay Foreman, Jake Sorensen, old school. Last couple segments here before we send it off to the crew for the Omaha Supernovas. They got the pregame show 6 to 7. Then live action 7 p.m. from the CHI Center. And they are playing Vegas tonight.
That's right. Hey, you know what? I think, Jay, that we just saw the person that leapfrogged Shannon Sharp. I was going to say that. So we talked about how Shannon Sharp had, 7 or 8 handlers? I think we just saw 10 to 12 for the person that just walked in.
Right.
You may have heard of him. His name is Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry Rice just walked in with about 10 to 12 handlers.
Yeah. All of them, making sure that he was on time, looking dapper.
He might be talking to our friend Bryce Butler over there at SI.
Yeah, but the thing about Jerry Rice, he came in looking smooth, had one of his mini Super Bowl rings on, suited and booted, head shined up like a diamond. And I always tell people when great receivers, when they come in, I always say they move different, right? I always talk about the first time Andre Johnson walked through the practice field gates. I was like, yeah, that looks like a real deal Hall of Fame type of player. He will be in the Hall of Fame. Jerry Rice, the way he moves, the swag, being probably arguably the best football player ever, overall football player. Everybody looks at Jerry Rice as the GOAT. He is right there with it. He moves different. And so Jake right now is getting fanfare, people coming up here and talking to him, and which is very interesting, Austin, just because hey man, this dude is having the time. Austin, this dude is having the time of his life. You hear me?
Should be.
Yes, but this is like the first time somebody's either got on the airplane or went to Worlds of Fun. My man neck is getting a workout. Number one, he's amongst all these players, super rightfully so, right? I mean, Jerry Rice walks in. I played against Jerry Rice a couple times, but seeing him here walking in, he moves a little different. But my man Jake Sorensen,
sorry about that. I've been just dealing with handlers over here left and right.
He has made a name for himself in the handler industry.
I guess
Jake Sorensen is not afraid to go up and approach anybody. He has about a 60% batting percentage, which is equivalent to a Hall of Fame gold standard, going up and dealing with handlers, because sometimes the handlers can think that they're superstars and they're not. But without further ado, Jake, I was saying when Jerry Rice moved, everybody kind of It was partner of the Red Sea. Here comes Jerry Rice.
Well, I'd like to be, you told me here comes Jerry Rice. So although I did not get a selfie, it's not going to happen. I did get a picture. I got a very good up-close picture of Jerry Rice. So I'll post it on social media at some point.
What is your evaluation of Jerry Rice's size? Do you think you lock up pretty good with him right now?
Well, let's just say this, Jay, that I was doing some research on him like a week or two ago just for the heck of it. He was still at age 42 for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Like I saw him make some moves, break away from some guys. Imagine a 42-year-old man in the NFL, the best athletes in the world. You would know you were part of that. You understand how good the athletes are. They're incredible. And a 42-year-old man was putting moves on the guys and pulling away. I saw footage again. No one says that's where he had his best moments of his career, but of course, long time with the Niners and with the Raiders and the Seahawks. Like it's amazing to see that guy here in person, and I guess, like you said, Jay, he is still smooth.
I think Jerry Rice is just one of those guys, 50, 60 years old, still could go out there and put in work on you on the football field. I think he
expects it too.
Yes, and I think Jerry Rice, when he looks at some of these defensive backs right now, I think Jerry Rice is like, yeah, I definitely could put in some work on these guys right now, even at his age right now, because I think what it is, he's not a small guy. He's 61 years old. But the thing, he knows how to be explosive in and out of his breaks. You got to think he played with the Seattle Seahawks and decided that he didn't want to wear any other uniforms. That's why he retired. It wasn't that he couldn't do it. It was just more or less he's like, oh, I got a legacy and I got a reputation to uphold. And he had played, it seemed like, forever. So you look from his beginnings, where kind of Mississippi Valley State struggled early in his career to becoming the greatest of all time, and the work ethic and confidence that he has. That's why you see him walk in with that serious swag. That's why everybody refers to him as the greatest of all time. You got to think his last full season in Oakland before he left Oakland to go to Seattle, he almost had 1,000 yards, averaged 14 yards a carry last year, 2000, really full year, 2003. Then after that, he played like 10 other games in Seattle and in Oakland, respectively, and had 440 yards. That's a down year. There's a lot of guys getting paid off 440 yards. So still the real deal. 22,000, almost pretty much 23,000 yards receiving. Obviously, still an NFL record. 197 TDs. My man was the real deal. The GOAT, Jerry Rice.
The man.
Jake Sorensen got to see up close and personal. Jake, I hadn't seen you move that fast, and I don't know ever.
Well, that's because here's the problem. When Dan Marino was here earlier, you were away talking to people. I might have moved faster when I saw him.
You did?
Jerry Rice. Oh,
well,
yeah.
if you moved faster than that, I hadn't seen you move that quick.
There's footage. I was talking with Farley and Bach,
and you just left.
And I said, I got to go. Dan Marino's near me, and they said, all right, and then, boom.
But Jake, you already stood next to him on the sideline. You've never seen Jerry Rice before.
8 years ago, man. That was something that was awesome being a part of that 8 years ago, and he saw my shirt. You didn't know who I was this time. Obviously, he sees millions of people every day. But
you should have asked Jerry.
I gave Dan Marino the knucks. He gave me the knucks.
You should have said. You should have told Jerry Rice, "Look, I seen your golf game. Tell him that you could help him with his golf game. I guarantee."
Is he not very good?
He needs some help, but he would have stopped in his tracks and talked to you right there.
Let's talk golf, Jerry. Oh, I'll sit down with
Yeah,
him.
he would have came right over here, and you missed the opportunity to have him a 937 ticket.
So
Super Bowl week.
For those who are kind of curious, okay, if they're just tuning in and you want a view of the landscape here's what I'm talking about. Near us, we see Takeo Spikes.
Right.
We see Spice Adams. We see Jerry Rice. We see Dan Orlovsky over here. I'm seeing I just saw a couple other guys walk in. They're big time.
Scoped out by handler right now. I got trying to. Yeah, Jake has a fan club here.
The Jake Sorensen fan club grows by the second.
Yeah. Jake, you got some news for us? One of you guys, Jake,
tomorrow.
You should have asked her if I do.
Did you find my name?
Yeah, Jake.
This guy, there's someone has Bonnie Laughlin. She's got two handlers basically. So we'll get her on tomorrow at 10:15.
10:15.
We'll be here early tomorrow.
Oh,
so there you go. Maybe potentially Neil Smith tomorrow or Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Bonnie
That's
Laughlin.
pretty good. You have two handlers. What does Bonnie do?
We'll figure it out tomorrow.
We're gonna do some research.
We're gonna do some research.
We're gonna
DP set up a lot of stuff for us, and we were able to have Bill Miller, which is great, from the American Gaming Association.
That's awesome.
We had Stitch Duran, which was awesome.
Stitch
Gave us
Duran.
tickets to the fight tomorrow.
He might have knocked off Carrot Top.
Ooh, I don't know.
I think
He was great.
He was great.
He was great.
But the thing I like about him, he said he continue to do it. I think we're going to start having him call in every once in a while and get his boxing takes, Jake.
Maybe Carrot Top will come in and call him.
You guys are dogs. You can have Carrot
It's our
Top.
weekly Thursday appearance with Carrot Top live on the ticket.
You can have Carrot Top, man. And but look, man, it's just part of Super Bowl week, man, and everything's been lining up for us. It takes a little bit of work. I've fortunate enough I've had some.
Look at Jerry Rice's suit, man.
Look at him.
Smooth operator.
Yeah. If Jerry, look at Jerry, he just moves right from the camera, the Sports Illustrated. Look at that.
This guy Jerry Rice, man, greatest of all time, and he still is the greatest of all time. There's no question on that.
When Jerry Rice told the story about he'd lay his uniform out to make sure he looked perfect, he right there, you don't see him any pullovers or hoodies.
No. So we're dressed. I'm dressed okay. I got my shirt tucked into, nice slacks. You look good too, Jay. But
nothing like Jerry Rice.
We are like we're bums compared to Jerry Rice.
I don't know if I feel comfortable getting in a picture with Jerry Rice right now.
It's like, hey man, you look too good. Can you take that jacket off?
Yeah.
Maybe make the tie a little less straight,
man.
possibly.
Yeah, loosen it.
Help me out.
Yeah,
man.
take your shirt out or something. But man, it's
Look, help us look disheveled, man. We'll tighten up as much as we can, but can you help us out look a little bit worse?
Yeah, just
he'd be like, hey, impossible. Sorry, I woke up like this. He probably woke up like that.
He did. Just roll right out of bed into his suit, man. But with that being said, we're gonna take another break. Come back and
last segment.
The long last segment. No, we got 2 more breaks.
I don't think so. Austin, can you hop on? Do we have one more break, or we got 2 more breaks?
You have this break and one more segment is all. So I would stretch this segment.
We're stretch. Yeah,
You're
we're
chilling. You got this till 45.
I was just making sure we were stretching
You're
here.
good.
So we'll see if we. Hey, where's your boy Ferguson at?
He's on one of the big networks.
Okay, he stopped. So
Jake, you have to understand.
I'm just
this is
checking
what
in.
you have to understand.
Help me
People
understand.
are not at your beck and call. This is not Lincoln,
got
Nebraska
Bryce Butler.
radio.
That was nice.
This is not Lincoln, Nebraska radio. Okay. These dudes have places to go, people to see. Understand that. Get it through your brain. Nick
it's
Ferguson,
through my brain. Don't worry.
Because if it was that easy, we would went and got Jerry Rice and Dan Marino. Let me ask you this. If Dan Marino's sitting right there, what would be the number one question you'd ask?
I've always said this, Jay, that if I was able to sit down and talk with Dan Marino, I would have a tough time putting words together.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You really are starstruck. I thought you were just kidding.
That's one I mean, come on. Like this is the guy. No, he's not the reason I became
Have
a
you
Dolphins
washed your
fan.
hand?
My
Have you
dad-
washed your hand yet?
I did wash my hand.
Okay. That was a test question, but I just wanted to
I
make sure.
did wash my hand, but no, Dan Marino, I got the knucks from him, as you mentioned there. That was a highlight of my day. Didn't get the picture. I took a picture of him as he was doing an interview. I did not get the selfie, but understand that if I get the selfie, there's probably 40 people looking around seeing Dan Marino saying, I want that selfie too. So I respect that. I respect the no selfie game from Marino. Whereas
But did he say no to everybody else?
No, he just kind of like walked, cool, walked away. It wasn't like a jerk move, but I didn't see anybody get selfies. Now we saw Cam Newton next to us, who was about 6'6". He's a big dude. He took about 8 selfies with people. I could have jumped up and got into one. We were having an interview. We were having a conversation with Bryce Butler then. I
had it handled. I got your back.
I didn't want to be disrespectful to Bryce Butler, but it's okay. I got a picture of Cam, just not with me, with Cam, and that's just fine. We can handle.
That's okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jake, we're here to make memories for you.
I'm
Our
making
world,
memories.
our world is a better place if you have a great time at Super Bowl week.
Well, I am having a great time, which is good news for you and everybody involved and myself. And there's be a lot of memories I've taken home from this. And whether I get back to the Super Bowl ever again or not, I can say I have been to Super Bowl week. And we're only halfway done. We got 2 more days still. We got Thursday and Friday.
We got plenty to do.
We got and I guess there'll be way more people coming in here Thursday, Friday for both Radio Row and the guests coming in. So we are not by any means done. We're just getting cooking here on Old School,
right?
On the ticket, man.
On the
Live
ticket.
from Radio Row.
I know, man. It's and having Miller on obviously has a connection with you is awesome. I think this is. All jokes aside, it's a great time, and we've been able to, meet some great people and go some pretty cool places. Some I've been to before, some I haven't. But I think those type of stories of the connection, you got to think the head of the American Gaming Association has a connection to Nebraska.
To a town I care about deeply.
Right, to Nebraska. And everybody always kind of probably turns their nose up at Nebraska. And then what's the old saying? It's not for everybody and all that.
Yes.
Do you have another fan over here?
I don't
Jake?
know. Do we?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. What's up, brother? Yeah. What's up, Jay Foreman? Yes, sir. Yeah, my man
This
down
is
here.
not just any guest. This is a big-time
Listen.
guest here. Wow.
You got Sean Merriman,
Who we
man.
got in the building here, Jay?
Representing Maryland Turpin. Man, I'm from Frederick. It's on and pop.
Okay, yeah.
Sean Merriman, welcome. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
You're hanging in there. I've seen you making the rounds.
You've been
man,
bouncing
right?
around.
Yeah,
a little bit.
It's like our old Rusty Jones circuit, man, from Buffalo Bills days, man. So tell us, man, what you been up to? I know you're in the fight game.
Yeah.
I know you got a lot of stuff going on. So tell me what you got going on this week.
Yeah, Lifetime Extreme Fighting.
Right.
14, we got my MMA organization.
Right.
We got a big fight in Long Beach, California. Next Friday, we'll be live on Fubo TV, Fubo
Right.
Sports.
Okay.
And then we air a week later on Bally's and some of the other platforms, MSG, Amazon Freevee. But this card is special, man, because one, we got some of the guys that I think they probably leave us after a fight or two and go to UFC. And we got that level of talent.
Right.
But also we introducing these cool tech gloves that can measure speed, power, punch, impact, G-force, and just really being able to give our fans and watching at home more data, more information, and make it cool, man. Like we understand the big dogs in the business, the UFC, they always be the biggest. But what you can do is be innovative, build some other cool verticals, and get more people involved in what you're doing. Yeah.
Bring in other people. It's like when they have the for pitchers, right? You got like the radar. This is what it'd be a test, Jake. You look at those arms over there, Sean. You got to get him a workout plan. My brother, man. I followed you for a while, man, and I know obviously I had a great career. All right, and big fan of yours. And even though you were friends with Carlos Polk, we will not hold it against you. But I wanted to ask you, what drew you to the fight business, the fight game? Because you started from the bottom, found your way in it. Now you are a true player in it. What brought you to the fight game and to make a difference?
I think for me, for one, I grew up in PG County, Maryland, right?
Oh, yeah.
My family were professional boxers, right? Uncles were professional boxers. So I grew up in the boxing circuit
household,
anyway. And then when I got drafted by the Chargers, MMA started to catch on, in the mid 2000s.
Right.
And so I was boxing in the gym one day in Jay Glazer's gym over at Fox Sports.
Yep.
He said, "Man, you can box. I didn't know." He said, "You should try MMA out and help you with your hands and be a better outside linebacker and pass rusher." And once he said that, I'm like, dude, if anything will help me be a better football player, I'm doing it. Right. So I went to the gym the next day, and Randy Couture was in there.
Okay.
And so my first day training MMA was with Randy Couture. And so what ended up happening was, man, I saw that the leverage and being able to use your hands and body position, the cardio. I mean, everything about the sport, man, I was so fascinated and how it helped me. And that 2006 season, I came out later league in sacks. I just got really, really good with my hands, really violent, really active with my hands. And so I did it every all season. So I ended up launching, when I retired, I went into TV. I went to NFL Network and did this TV broadcast for almost 10 years.
Right.
And I understood TV and production. So it was a combination of knowing the sport of combat sports, MMA, also understanding TV, and while I ended up launching my own MMA thing. So we're top 5 most watched on Fubo right now, and got distribution in Canada. We're about to announce something here pretty soon. We get distribution all over in the UK and all over the world, man. So I think for me that's really the next steps for us in 2024.
The business side, Jake, you don't know about it. He does a real good job on social media. There'll be some fights or something that'll pop up there, and then he'll have his shades on, and he'll say, "Sign him up." Where did that start, man? Because I think it's pretty cool where you take some funny stories, see people getting bopped a little bit, but then you're marketing and branding yourself. Talk about that, man, because I think that's pretty cool how you just use what you're doing now was something that in everyday life people get knocked out.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. So what happened was, now people know I'm in the fight business.
Right.
And so now I got fighters and stuff popping up all over the country trying to get on one of our fight cards.
Right.
And so, if I don't know who they are or where they fought, I say, hey, shoot me the last video or something. I can send it to my matchmaker so they can check you out.
Right.
So someone was sent over there, legit.
Right.
Get go.
Right.
and some of them not. Right? And so, the ones we liked, we ended up, signing to a fight or a fight or 2 or 3 or whatever. The ones that didn't was getting knocked out.
Right.
And so I would ask him, I say, hey, I can't send this to my matchmaker. You got something else?
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
I said, you got to have something else you get other than you getting knocked out. So after like the 3rd or 4th time, I was like, man, I can sign you up. I can't sign you up.
Right.
And I was like, man, hold on.
Right.
This
I
is
remember
funny.
I seen that when you had it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this became like a thing where I was like, the fight, sign them up, don't sign them up. So, when I post the fights now, I judge whether a guy should be signed up or not.
Right.
And so it became a thing. Some of those videos get millions of views.
Right. Yeah.
And it's become, just a cool thing on social media, which is always important.
Right, man, because MMA is really blowing up in Omaha and Nebraska, man. So we appreciate you having on. Before we let you go, I know you represent. Tell people where the Lights Out came from, man.
Ooh,
I know
yes.
it, but I tell our fans, because hey, man, I'm a linebacker myself, man. When my man used to get busy, and he wore 56, Jake, he'd get it cracking. So go ahead and tell Jake.
My sophomore year, I knocked out 4 kids in the game in my high school. 4. Yeah. And after the game, I had 20, about 20 students come running up saying, hey, you knocked those guys' lights out.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, call me Lights Out.
Right.
So this pre-social media and all that. So it wasn't like it went viral on YouTube or something like that. I got in school Monday. I went walking around and his students say, yo, what's up, Lights?
Right.
And I said, hold on, what?
Yeah.
So they would call me Lights for Lights Out, and they called on that quick and went home. I begged my mom for me to get this tattoo.
Right.
And she told me to get the hell out the room, which I did, But I came in there every day after school for 2 weeks.
Right.
I would not let up, and she finally took me to go get the tattoo, and that's where the whole Lights Out switch dance came from.
Right, man. So there you go. Education.
That's the story, man.
He's a Dolphins fan, man. So you probably knocked some of his heroes out.
Probably
man,
so,
again,
definitely.
But, we appreciate you having coming on, man. Listen, Sean Merriman, February 16th, right?
Yep, February 16th.
Fubu Sports, and he has his own gloves that's going to either test your power there, Jake.
Okay.
So Jake says he does 100 push-ups a day.
No.
Does it look like it, Sean?
It might be the shirt.
Right.
It's a loose shirt, right? Come on. The shirt's loose. Come on,
Sean
Jake.
Merriman,
Don't do
Lights
me like
Out,
that.
Maryland Terrapin, all-pro linebacker, former Charger, Buffalo Bill, number 56. Appreciate you having you come on, man. Everybody tune in. Everybody in Nebraska support my man. He's doing some good things, some great things, social media as well. We'll pump it out. Jay Foreman, Sean Merriman, Jake Sorensen. We'll be right back, man.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Omaha Supernovas are back in action this Wednesday, February 7th versus the Vegas Thrill at the CHI Health Center in Omaha. The Mullen Motors pregame show with Derek Pearson and Renee Saunders starts at 6 p.m. with first serve at 7. Make sure to tune in to the next Ag Appraisal and Realty postgame show right after the match ends. Catch all the action on your flagship station, 93.7 The Ticket, and statewide on the Supernovas Radio Network.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska, or online in your own home. Learn to ride a motorcycle, how to start a small business, how to dance, or take a course to advance in your current career path. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep your clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex at West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf. Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. One final segment on Old School, live from Radio Row at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. Jay Foreman, Jake Sorensen. It's been a packed show. We just had lights out. Sean Merriman stopped by.
Jake,
that was awesome.
You looked a little intimidated.
I was. Well, then you started mocking me in my push-ups. I said my shirt's a little bit loose.
Did you see the guns of Sean Merriman?
Listen. How could you miss those? His guns are like 5-6 times the size of mine.
Yeah.
So of course Jake's got to throw me under the bus a little bit and say, hey, yo, is Jake doing push-ups? And Sean's like, I don't think so. It looks like he's been doing push-ups.
Be the shirt, man. It ain't tight enough.
Well, it certainly wasn't. So that was awesome though. So we had Sean Merriman. We've had quite a few people here on today. It's been fun. Bill Miller, the CEO of American Gaming Association.
Without him, there's no you.
That's true. Without me, my wife, at least, in terms of that. So it's been fun. It's been a fun show. We'll have more tomorrow. Also, we have a hard out today with the Supernovas game broadcast pregame at 6 p.m. So we'll go with the first service at 7 tonight here on the ticket. So we'll pass it off to DP and Renee Saunders here in about 15 minutes. But again, shout out to Stitch Duran for coming on by, getting us some tickets for the fights tomorrow. So we'll make sure we report back from that. And again, we want to thank our sponsors, no matter what, for making this possible. Roofing Service Company, Travis and the team there. How about Paul and the guys at High Electric? And then Brett and the team at Tavern 180 and Tanner's, both Lincoln and Omaha. Great spots to watch the fights, great spots to watch the game.
And great spots to frequent.
Absolutely.
Frequently during the week.
Absolutely. Not just for the games. Go there on a random Tuesday. There's games on. There's good food. There's good drinks there. What's been the highlight of your day, Jay Foreman?
Oh, man, I would probably say Stitch Duran, man.
That was cool.
I think he was cool because of walking around. Look, Jerry Rice walks in. He's an iconic person in football, right, or in sports. Stitch Duran is an icon. An icon, Jake.
He's been in Rocky.
Jake, you just sat next to an icon.
I did.
Anybody that has Sylvester Stallone on speed dial or Michael B. Jordan on speed dial that's trained both the Klitschko brothers, Lennox Lewis, sat down with Mike Tyson, all of them, been in the beginning of MMA, all the other stuff that he's doing, trained fighters, knows the cuts. That's an iconic figure, man. I think in Las Vegas, the great thing about Las Vegas, let's just play down. Like we sat down here with Bill Miller, right, head of the CEO of the American Gaming Association. If we passed him in the casino, you wouldn't even know who he is.
No,
he's a guy that is a player in the whole world. He's one of the most essentially powerful people in the whole. This is what Jake, again, hit up our sponsors again.
Roofing Service Company, Travis the squad, High Electric, Paul and the guys, and Brett and the team at Tavern 180 and Tanner.
all you guys, right? All of our sponsors, if you're listening, you got to think, how many times can you say a station from Lincoln, Nebraska had one of the most powerful people in the world on their radio station, and it's something that you guys were gracious enough and had enough confidence in us that we would have them on, and you sponsors. I'm being dead serious. This is not a seller. I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm just saying, Jake, I mean, for you, me looking at him, I was thinking in my mind when I was asking those questions, I'm like, this dude can literally change the world.
Yep. And
he can change cities. He can change
He
economies.
was in London yesterday. Again, you would think Jay, understandably so, he'd be jet lagged.
Right.
That guy didn't seem like he was jet lagged at all.
He said no. He's like, I was over there for 2.5 days. No big deal. But that type of mindset, it's a championship mindset. That's how you are able to be the CEO, the man of an American Gaming Association. He talked about having the humility to go to when he's going to, obviously some of the casinos that are on the reservation, sitting and talking to people. Jake, don't break your neck right there. There goes a guy that almost put two in a casket. Miles Garrett right there walking around.
He's kind of a big deal.
He is.
He's kind of a big deal. Cleveland Browns, Miles Garrett.
Yeah, he's a Dolphin killer.
Hey, man.
You should go ask him how many of your Dolphin quarterbacks has he destroyed.
Well, the Dolphins did not play the Browns this year, which might have been good.
Throughout his whole career, he's destroyed everybody in the league. He just comes strolling in here. This is the way it is.
I'm surprised only 2 handlers for Miles Garrett.
Well, he's a pretty down-to-earth guy.
You should sit down with us then.
Yeah, go try that, Jake. See how it works out.
Hey, man, we got 5 minutes. Can you come sit down?
Yeah,
for 5 minutes? I promise it's 5.
And tell him you're a Dolphins fan. That with your phone, and try to book him. Right? Yeah.
Hey, speaking of that, Sean Merriman, we got a selfie with a picture. He said I almost cracked up when I saw that.
He said he threw it. Hey, here's the best part. Here's the best part for all the people with Jake Sorensen. Listen here. Sean Merriman said, when I look, I can't even
say it.
You said it.
Say it.
I can't even say it with a straight face. He was taking a picture with and after he said, hey, man, I have to tell you, when I saw your phone case, it threw me off. And he knows the Dolphins. He'd been in the TV industry for 10 years. Guess what he said? He's like, yeah, well, you guys are really good till you have to play a team over 500.
He said that. It's exactly.
That's your parting gift.
I said, you know what, Sean? You got me this year, but we'll see what happens next year. New year, we'll beat some good teams.
Oh, my gosh. Everybody knows the Dolphins are going to Dolphins. Everybody knows Jake's going to Jake. Man, this is great.
Yeah, well, whatever. Tweets their own. So we just got a text from Steve Sipple, my co-host in Early Break, says, you guys are hilarious. Well, Sip, if you missed the story.
Yeah, where you been,
We had stories today of me trying to force food down Jay's throat last night after the media
Would you
party.
do that to Sip? What do you think? What do you think? First of all, Sip wouldn't have been able to stay up that late. What do you think Sip's reaction would have been after the 20th time you asked him to eat that cookie?
Same thing as you. I'm going to punch you in the face.
He's a former boxer.
Yeah, that's right. He's got a
nice little body blow. You would have hit you with a kidney shot.
He liked the fact that he said Miles Garrett only has 2 handlers. Yeah, Sip. Jerry Rice had like 12 handlers. Shannon Sharp had like 8 or 9. So
yeah,
when we say that Miles Garrett only had 2, that's significant. That's a big time player right there. It's a big deal.
Yeah, he's the most dominant outside force as far as rushing the passer. Just comes strolling in here in a sweatsuit.
I mean, Jay's got 3 handlers himself coming in here.
Me?
You?
I wish. Yeah, I don't need it. I mean, these. But it's really cool just to see the different guys and the dynamics how they move, man. I mean, we just seen Carrot Top leave, man. Every time he walks past us, he doesn't know whether he wants to stop and talk Miami football with you.
He's seriously, Carrot Top. So we had Carrot Top on yesterday. We made a friendship because of the Dolphins. He's a Dolphins fan.
Don't look now.
And then today,
Jake, don't look now. There he is. The man, the myth,
Kenny Mayne.
Kenny Mayne.
Kenny Mayne's in the building.
Kenny Mayne has the same pair of jeans on and one leg pulled up with the calf device on his foot. Now I will tell you, the best thing about Kenny Mayne, I asked him what happened, and he said he blew his wheel out, which is his ankle, playing backyard football, trying to replicate Joe Montana. Can you believe this? Playing football with his buddies. Now he's walking around with look like one side of a full jean, looked like he had capri pants out there. We got a full gimp.
Well, Kenny Mayne's hilarious, and maybe we'll get him in here tomorrow with us. But yeah,
What is?
Did he have any handlers? Any handlers for Kenny Mayne at all? Was he by himself?
No, he just walked right in. He walked right over there and just put the headset up. He just now sat down. Kenny Man he's the man of the people, man. There's no doubt about it.
That dude is awesome. Again, if you just missed out, we told the story yesterday, but he said that we talked to him on opening night at the stadium, Allegiant Stadium, and he told us that in the Super Bowl in 2002, he was sitting with Sebastian Janikowski, the excellent big-legged Raiders kicker, and he's of Polish descent. So Kenny would ask him a question in English, and Janikowski would answer it in Polish, and Kenny Mayne would continue the conversation in English to Polish. And that's just his humor, though. But he said you can't cuss, no cussing in Polish, please. But that's
no subtitles either.
That's the genius of Kenny Mayne. That's hilarious.
That's why when he comes in, everybody gives him respect. But the best thing about Kenny Mayne is that he's an icon.
Yes, no doubt about that.
But he is as down to earth as somebody like that anybody could be. He's a guy's guy. Kenny Mayne, you know what Kenny Mayne is?
Who's that, Jay?
He's the guy in your neighborhood. Obviously he is who he is. If he lived in our neighborhood and he sees you, having a barbecue and having people over watching games in the garage, having a good time, and he drives past a couple times. The time that his schedule isn't busy, he's the guy that just knocks on the door, say, "Can I come in and have some beers with you?" And then now you got a friend for life.
Absolutely.
You say, "Go ahead, sit down."
Where you been, brother?
Yeah. And then he'll probably criticize you because you might have light beer. I think Kenny Mayne
is a heavy beer kind of guy.
He might be, but I mean,
Coors Banquet.
He definitely would take some of the things that happened in that garage, what we did, to ESPN.
I could just see him. I'm with you. I can see Kenny Mayne just cracking up a Bud Heavy, the Diesel.
Yeah.
Say, I don't need that Bud Light crap. I don't need that light beer. Give me the real manly beer here. All right.
Oh,
you take your light beer, you shove it.
I'll give you a Dan Patrick story that has a little bit of a Jay Foreman type. My old agent, Peter Schaefer, right there. He's an agent right now, and he's an agent for Randy Gregg plus multiple guys, right? And so when I was playing, that's when ESPN first started taking off, and he knew Dan Patrick, and Dan Patrick was asking him to ask some of his clients that were like me, obviously looked like me, for some slang. So it was the Chicago Bulls playing the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he wanted something. And I talked about block shots. I said, when next time he says the whoever blocked it, gangster slapped it. If you go back, Dan Patrick used it. I need to get Kenny Mayne to use some of mine, man.
You should.
Yeah.
Come on.
All heads to bed,
Kenny.
same old soup, just reheated.
I like all heads to bed.
Yeah.
You say it all the time.
Yeah. So
It's a good one, though.
It's been a really good Wednesday, Jake. I had to settle you down a little bit. I think Jake, you come in, you wanted to get started so fast. Listen, Jake, every day works itself out, man.
Well,
as we're getting passed by my man Nick Ferguson. Nick. All right, I gotta go.
We got here we go. We have Nick Ferguson, former teammate of Jay Foreman, making the rounds. We got about 2 minutes out here before we pass off the baton to DP and Renee Saunders as they cover the Omaha Supernovas. First, the pregame at 6, the first serve at 7 p.m. tonight. And we will have a lot more interviews tomorrow here on the station. We will make sure we post a lineup of who that's going to be at some point in the morning. But again, so far, if you missed today's lineup, we had Stitch Duran, who's been a long time helper with fighters, MMA, boxing, also has been in the Rocky movies with Michael B. Jordan, the Creed movies as well. We talked to Bill Miller, the CEO of the American Gaming Association. We talked to Sean Merriman, lights out. Remember that? He's a man. Now a big part of he's with Fubo Sports. He's got some fighting stuff going on there too. Lights out, extreme fighting. But it's been a day. It has been a day here in Las Vegas, Nevada at Mandalay Bay. Again, we were here for Radio Row all the way through Friday. Been here since Monday. We're going to let Jay Foreman take a little picture with his boy, Nick Ferguson. But that will do it for us again. It has been our coverage sponsored by Roofing Service Company, High Electric, Tavern 180, and Tanner's back in Lincoln and Omaha. We will pass it off to DP and Renee Saunders for pregame of the Omaha Supernovas. 6 p.m. pregame, 7 p.m. first match to the serve. We will talk to you tomorrow live from Las Vegas. For Jay Foreman, I am Jake Sorensen. We will talk to you tomorrow.